So you want to know how the NFC West is going to go, right? Well, don't worry. We don't do long intros here. I got a team-by-team preview coming right now. I am not in the business of doubting Geno Smith. He still ain't write me back from when I wrote him off the first time. Last year, he made me a believer, and if you watch the film from that season, clearly it wasn't a fluke. Seahawks must feel the same way because they went and drafted the top receiver in this year's draft, who hopefully will have the use of both of his hands by the time the season starts. They're in double down mode offensively, and I'm with it. Defensively, though, they kind of did the same thing. After Tariq Woolen's great rookie season and Jamal Adams coming back, they spent the number 6 pick on Devin Witherspoon, who I'm sure will be a great player. But my main concern for this team is that they have little to no pass rush, which is why for the life of me, I can't figure out why they didn't draft Jalen Carter, but I digress. If this front seven can stop the run and hopefully stumble into some coverage sacks, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if they end up winning this division and making a sneaky playoff run. Why are we so sure about Brock Purdy? I promise this isn't a Trey Lance argument. That's been beaten to death and I no longer care. But we're going off a 9-game sample size where one of them he got injured after 4 pass attempts. So now with that sample size, after barely avoiding Tommy John surgery, I'm supposed to believe he can lead the Niners to the Super Bowl? And I'm not even saying it's impossible, especially with this roster. But let's not pretend this is a sure thing. And if your answer is the roster is so good it doesn't matter, then Jimmy G will still be in a Niners uniform, now wouldn't he? Okay, now for the rest of the team. There was a rumor that the Niners were shopping Nick Bosa, but Kyle Shanahan rightfully shut that down immediately. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain why that would have been a terrible decision. Also, this offensive line isn't nearly as good as we think. It's basically Trent Williams and a bunch of who? Not to mention this team has the worst injury luck, with the exception of a team that will be mentioned later. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's just not pencil them down for another NFC championship run yet. I know we all expect the Cardinals to tank. I'm sure there's some people who will skip this preview because of it. But since you're still here, rock with me for a minute. Let me try and make the case that they won't. The last 5 teams to earn the number 1 pick had an average of 2.4 wins. Kyler Murray got hurt last December, so realistically, he'll be ready to play somewhere between October and November. Do you think he'll say, sure, front office, I'll either lose on purpose or miss the entire season so you can draft my replacement and trade me to God knows where? Kyler Murray is going to come back, strap on his helmet, march on the field, and take his team of this roster is skimp. Maybe Kyler would rather stay home and play Call of Duty now that I think about it. I hope Caleb Williams likes deserts and chimichangas. That Sean McVay boy genius agenda look real different without a stacked roster, huh? The F them picks mentality has come home to roost in the harshest way possible. Without Google, the average fan cannot name 10 players on this roster, even if I spot you Stafford, Kupp, and Dom. Not even a week ago, Matt Stafford himself admitted that he couldn't. I want to sit here and criticize the front office for not making any improvements from last year's roster, specifically the offensive line and receiving core, but I can't even blame them because what were they supposed to do? Cap space and draft capital wise, the cupboard is bare. If you want a silver lining though, Rams fans, you actually have your first round pick this year. So maybe a couple season-long injuries, you can have a race to the bottom with the Cardinals. I'm sure Caleb Williams wouldn't mind staying in LA. All right, so with all that said, coming in dead last, I have the Arizona Cardinals, duh. At number 3, I got the Los Angeles Rams. Number 2, I got the San Francisco 49ers, and winning this division, I have the Seattle Seahawks. I've been covering all 32 teams before the season opener. Go ahead, lock in now. Like, follow, and subscribe for the best sports coverage you will get this season.